host for the Garden State Film Festival. This year is our 24th annual Garden State Film Festival, and it is being done from March 26th to the 29th across 9 different venues in Asbury Park and Cranford. And we have over 200 films from various different countries that will be shown, and we also have music that we are going to show. And I'm lucky enough to speak with the folks behind Swinging for the Fences, our movie music award winners, actually. Aiko Lozar, the writer-director, Logan Akuda, the composer, and Lexi Bergano, the producer and co-writer. Thanks for joining me, guys. It's great to meet you. How's it going?
Going great.
Good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, all right. So I say we just get right into it. So this film is based off a play, and it takes place in the 1930s, and it's a jazz heavy film. I wasn't able.
Yeah, it's a little similar to that. It's based off of a real event that happened in the 1930s called Roldan v. Los Angeles County. Basically, it's the first instance in which like a Filipino American and a white woman were able to get married in California, and they broke the anti-miscegenation laws by like fighting against the lawyer. And there were a lot of like taxi dance halls there with a lot of jazz and things like that. So we knew that we wanted to have a jazz club. And so from the very beginning, while we were writing this story based on this like real event, we knew that we wanted to have a composer like write a jazz score for us.
Okay, that's if you guys wanted to go around and talk a little bit about what your part was and how you contributed to the making of this amazing song, and instrumental too. I love instrumental stuff. Logan, if you'd like to get started.
Yeah.
As the composer.
So I remember at the very beginning when we were even, I think maybe before Lexi and I started shooting, we were talking about this whole club scene in the 30s, and I grew up as a jazz drummer and really loved Benny Goodman or Glenn Miller music. And so it was kind of like a fun thing that I never got to do before. And so I started listening to a lot of that music and kind of just coming up with something that would work for the scene and would really fit the mood. And then so I wrote it, and we made sure that it had worked in tandem. And Lexi and I went out of their way to coach the musicians that were on screen on like how to play against my music, so it made it seem like they were actually playing it, which was awesome. And then I found this woodwind player in Los Angeles, Josh Plotner. He played on a lot of amazing scores. I think he played on the Babylon score recently, and so he was a great jazzer. And so he added his saxophone touches to it and did a lot of soloing, which really brought it to life.
Did you say that this was you have never done anything like this before?
Yeah, I mean, just not in the context of film. I mean, usually you don't get to do some sort of source piece like that, or that's like so, and especially, 30s jazz. I feel like that's not as common. And so when you really get to be experimental and have fun with it, it was a fun thing to do.
I think you crushed it, man. That's a great way to start. And I mean, it's showing in the accolades. Like I mentioned, you guys are the winners of the movie music award with us. So incredible job, man. Lexi, would you like to share what you contributed and how you helped with this song?
Yeah, I mean, I've known Logan since, I guess, elementary school. We went to school together basically our whole lives now, I guess. So I'd always known he was super talented, and Aiko and I knew that music would play a heavy part in the entire film. So we knew that someone like him would really tie everything together. And, we were talking about music, I think even before the script was finalized. And so the music was also influencing the blocking and the story, like as we were writing it. And to hear the pieces that Logan sent us, even the samples, and he was like, this is just like the beginning of it. And it's like, this is insane. It's crazy just how talented he is and how much it helped the story to come together.
I can feel the chemistry already between you guys and how it applied to the song, and you can definitely hear it. I believe. You said you went to the same elementary school. Are you guys local to New Jersey?
No, we grew up in Hawaii.
Oh, that must have been pretty cool. Okay,
yeah.
Elementary. That's. Are you and your students currently at Chapman University, if my notes are correct?
Logan
Yeah,
is
I
Aiko
stopped,
and I graduated.
or I took a break from going to Chapman. I started doing a lot of work in Los Angeles for film and television stuff. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
but yes,
Aiko, would you like to share? As the director, I'm assuming you had a little bit of a part in this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think one of the things that was really special about this was that when Logan sent us samples, we were able to like choose what we liked the best, and then he actually like created what he created the music first, and then we created a storyboard, like animatic, for that specific sequence, um, because the blocking had to be basically based on the music. So it was almost like we were shooting like a little mini music video, like within this short film. And then we had like a choreographer come in and choreograph all these like 50 dancers based on the song. So I think it was really cool to see all of like the different elements come in and um, become inspired by the music.
What you said just there, that you had the music before you had the scene or the film in mind. Is that how you guys work with? If you have any other previous projects or anything like that, is that normal for you to do, or was that kind of like a first time thing with this project in particular?
I think it was definitely a first time thing. We were really inspired by the different there were like Watsonville riots and stuff like that with the taxi dance hall, and so we knew that we wanted to also like serve justice to the story. The woman who is in the story, her name is Marjorie Rogers, and she's a pianist. So yeah, there is a lot of elements that went into the music, but this is definitely a first time thing for us. Like usually we don't put that at the forefront.
That's awesome. That is really cool. I had my next question is where in the film does this music get played? I heard that it was a jazz club in the 1930s, but where in the plot or the storyline does this come into play?
It comes into play, I think, like within the first 3 minutes. They basically come in, like, and we are introduced to, like to the main characters. But the time in which the main characters are introduced to each other, like in this romance, is at this jazz club. So that's sort of where it comes. It's like the catalyst.
Okay, cool. Early in the film, that's interesting.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, we've been speaking a lot with musicians recently, and we keep coming back to the thing where it's like the music plays the invisible narrator of the film, and it tells you whatever the visuals aren't telling you, and it can really grip you and get you in that sort of scene headspace of what you're watching. I had another question for that. So I am not musically talented at all. What is the process like for creating music specifically for a film? And like you mentioned before, the film, the scene wasn't even really ready until after the music was done. What process do you guys go through? I'm fascinated by that. I don't know like how Hans Zimmer can just be like, hey, I want this to feel like that, and then it's like the greatest soundtrack, Inception, Interstellar, and everything like that. What is that like for you guys?
I mean, it really is a collaborative effort. I remember when Lexi, Eichel, and I were talking about this, like, in the script stages, you know, we're trying our best in our different ways to tell the story and to let people know about something that actually happened. And so a lot of times, like, the music is, and all the emotions are really based on what's going on in the story. And so because this is a romance, but also it's a heartbreaking romance. It's we wanted to kind of teeter those lines between these two people being able to be together, but also not being able to be together. And I think music, had to kind of put you in that spot of like the feeling of almost getting what you want, sort of thing. And so, like, other than the jazz club, I mean, the rest of the music is really, it's really supposed to feel emotional and intimate and kind of put you in that space. And so a lot of times we're talking about emotion and story and just how best music can inform that better.
Absolutely, and I love that you did an instrumental, and like because I feel like it lets the listener create their own words or lyrics and everything, and they take it differently. Lexi, Aiko, would you like to add anything to that?
Okay.
I mean, Definitely along with like the emotion, something that was huge for me was like when Logan was sending us samples in the beginning. I like cried when I heard his first like sample of the love theme that he sent. Because I was like, wow, this is like I actually really feel like touched by this, even though I mean there were no like lyrics there. It was all instrumental, but and that also aided like Lexi and I in like writing the script. Like I remember like making our finishing touches while I was listening to the music. So that I think is like a part of the emotion. Lexi, if you want.
Yeah, I agree. I think when Aiko and I write together, it's a lot of conversation back and forth and trial and error. And I think a lot of the time what gets us in the proper headspace is music. And so being able to listen to a piece composed specifically for our two characters just helped us channel their like essence and their being even more.
That's incredible. I feel like I could never write anything like that. I just like not have zero understanding about it, so I was really impressed. I think like all the audience will be when this film is shown. I wanted to ask. I'm so sorry. I just lost it. What was the inspiration for this film altogether? And were you planning on it being so timely and like relevant to what the world is like right now?
Unfortunately, no. I mean, it is so timely, and it's so unfortunate because this is almost 100 years ago. And so when Aiko and I were deciding sort of what it was with the story that we wanted to tell, because it's two people, it's two real human beings who went through something so difficult. And so it's so hard to pick what exact part of their lives you want to put in a story. We just sort of sat down and talked with one another about what we cared about the most in our lives and how we wanted to tie that to the film. And so Aiko can tell more about where she actually heard about the story, but once we got it in the reins.
Yes, we were like, I mean, this was our senior thesis film at Chapman, and Lexi and I, because we wanted to work together, were talking about what we wanted to do, and I brought up the fact that I had heard about this like story, I think in like early high school or middle school or something like that, and there was no information about it online, and like from that time till now, there had been a lot more like news articles that have come out about this couple, and so we immediately were really drawn to it. Lexi and I are both half Filipino and half white. So we, felt connected in that way. And so that is one of the big like parts to us, just like being able to like bring that story to life.
I definitely think, and like I said, I was only able to listen to the song, but yeah, I couldn't stress it enough. The instrumental, the feel to it, and everything. I'm not a huge jazz listener. I a little bit in school, but yeah, I listened to it over and over and over again. Like I couldn't tell you how many times, which I think just shows that it's an amazing piece. We are coming to an end of our time. I like to ask this real quick before. You already won the Movie Music Award, and so I feel like the next step is you guys are going to get your Oscar. Who would you guys thank first when you're giving your acceptance speech? And we can just go real quick too. We can start with Logan.
Probably just my family and friends and a lot of mentors that have, helped me so much throughout my journey.
Nice. Lexi?
Probably my mom and dad first.
I feel like that's the go-to. Like, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, because it's like I would be so nervous. I don't think I could remember anyone's names, and so it's like I don't even need to know their names. It's just like mom and dad.
You have to like write a list on your hand or something right before you go up, and then it's hopefully not sweaty.
Yeah.
Aiko, and who would you thank first?
Also my family. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a safe bet. Yeah. But and now the final question. Will you folks be able to attend the festival this year?
Man, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Oh man. Everybody? Logan, you as well?
Yeah, I think it collides with some work things, unfortunately. But
I gotcha. Okay.
Who knows?
Well,
maybe I will appear there.
I'm hoping. Yeah.
Fingers crossed that it'll
it's
work out, but
exactly. Yeah. I hope whatever plans, as long as they're not important, get canceled right away for you. If they are important, I hope not. And so will you be attending all that stuff? We'll keep your memory. I don't think that's the right word.
no, that's good. Yeah.
We'll do it justice. We'll do it justice.
Thank you.
Awesome. I had a great time talking with you folks. And so once again, for the audience back home, this is Swinging for the Fences, the movie music winner, and it will be. There we go. It will be from March 26th to the 29th, 2026. And the song will be played at some point, and I will be your hype man if you guys can't make it. So that's all I got. Oh yeah, for sure, guys. Thank you for making this and sharing it with everybody. Really appreciate that, and thank you for taking the time to speak with me. So I hope to see you at the end of March, but if not, you'll be here in spirit.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one, guys.
You too.